welcome to another edition of the Loose Canvas Podcast, brought to you by Red Cap Plumbing and Air. They are hashtag Tampa proud. These guys have been my go-to for, 10, 12 years. They bailed me out of some shitty situations, pun intended, literally, many times. You guys need to check them out. Tell them Sammer, Stank, and Poppy Latte sent you. You guys know who we are. We're hanging out with the lovely Paige of thedraftnetwork.com and the newly appointed CEO of the Draft Network. Congratulations. Welcome to the show. What is up?
Thanks, gentlemen. Happy to be here. Happy to talk Buccaneers with you guys, especially on a week where they're playing the stinky Saints. So I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm excited to chat with you guys, and thanks for the congratulations. Very excited.
You can say "fuck the Saints" on this podcast. You're allowed to.
You're literally. It's always
need you to say it to start.
Yeah, honestly, I love LSU. Like, I truly appreciate Baton Rouge, but I cannot stand the New Orleans Saints, and I did not like them before Bruce came to Tampa, and I especially do not like them now. So I'm really looking forward to Tom taking it to the Saints, because I don't know. Drew seems like a good dude, but Sean Payton's a scumbag, so I'll leave it at that.
Thank God.
Love it.
Yes.
Wow.
You must hate his stupid face. He's so punchable.
How could you like him? You got Noodle on Breeze that, he's the nice guy, but then he said some stuff in the offseason you have to go to apologize for. You got Slant Boy can guard Mike, because you can't be guarded, Mike, because you're not all that, and Carlton Davis showed that. And then you just have Sean Payton's stupid punchable face.
Yeah.
He did make my Punchable Face Club once upon a time, gentlemen. I used to have a video series called the Punchable Face Club, and he was in the top 5. So that should tell you exactly how I feel about Sean Payton.
You know what's weird?
Who beat him out?
So if this wasn't only in football, so in sports at the time, Grayson Allen was by far and away the most punchable face in sports. He was doing all that fuckboy stuff at Duke, right? You're like, this dude is just, if you saw him, it didn't matter. No context needed. You wanted to punch him in the face. Like, that's where he was. And Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen. They were all in it, all at that time. And there was an unbelievable graphic when USC and UCLA were playing each other where they were side by side. And I showed it to Sam Darnold when I interviewed him. And he's like, yeah, I kind of do have a punchable face. And I was like, bro, I love you. Like, I literally love you because you admit that out loud. Like, that's so damn funny. So I appreciate Darnold, and I laughed with Rosen about it too. So
I feel the same about Sam. I feel the same about Sammer's face. And
I concur. I mean, we actually had that discussion, right? Where
we did.
Sammer, you don't have a punchable face, man. I would tell you.
Oh, actually,
sorry.
I love it. I actually want to kiss Sammer. I tried to when he had COVID, but it didn't work out.
Oh.
Don't worry.
I successfully did. So I contracted it. I'm good.
When we meet up on Sunday and we're painting our bodies in that pewter paint booth, you guys can kiss me all you want.
Wait a second. Whoa. Hold the phone. I knew we were going to the game. We broke that news.
I was like, hang on. Y'all are going to be at the game.
What just happened? When did we confirm?
We're painting each other?
Yeah.
When did the pewter booth become?
I'm bringing the pewter paint booth. We're going in that stadium nude, covered in pewter paint.
You guys have to warn me about this, man, because I have to go manscape. You know what I mean? We have the manscape trimmers. I have to go make sure I'm ready.
You should be doing that on your own, man. Just in general.
You're like, that's on your own time, man. Come on.
Yeah. We can listen. Stank will be down low. I'll be painting you on top, and he'll be down there
Why
just
do I
grooming
go low,
you
bro?
Whoa. Pause.
He can groom while I'm painting. It'd be great.
There is a lot to go around.
Christian's the professional barber, bro. You really want to put fucking clippers in my hands?
All right.
I'm old.
You can groom us.
No, I'm
Sweet.
good.
That works out well. Anyways, Paige, this you mentioned Sean Payton's punchable face. What do you make of this matchup on Sunday night?
I hate that I feel so confidently for the Buccaneers, but I honestly thought what happened in New York was exactly what needed to happen. And I know that some people will, they should have gone up there and they should have destroyed it. Yada, yada. You don't understand this. Most NFL teams don't go 16-0. Most teams that make the Super Bowl, that win a Super Bowl, don't not face adversity, right? So what's important to me about watching a football team when I when I look at them, other than, they have the pieces, right? They have talent on both sides of the football. They got the coaching staff. They have all that. Is what do they do when they're down? What do they do when teams come back on them? What do they do in moments of adversity? And that's what happened to the Bucs in that game against the New York Giants, right? And Danny Dimes, that is who he is. He has these epic moments and then epic stupid moments. And for whatever reason, he just can do it against the Bucs. It makes absolutely no sense, but it's 2020. Nothing makes sense. I think we can all live with that with Daniel Jones. To this point, to this game, right? They needed a little gut check. They're feeling themselves. They won 2 games. They won big time. They go to New York. They barely escape with a victory. Sets them up very nicely for this game, where I think they were already looking ahead, already very excited for Sunday Night Football. And I truly believe this is going to be a good game, but I feel pretty confident in a touchdown spread here against this Saints team. I think the Buccaneers are really going to take care of business, because Cam Jordan's been talking that talk. There's been a lot of back and forth between these two teams. There is no love lost. Tom Brady knows everything that they've had to say. And I think this is hey, we're going to go knock Big Brother in the mouth, because they've been Big Brother for a really long time. And I think this is their moment to go knock Big Brother down.
I sure fucking hope so, man, because this is probably the biggest game the city's had in a decade. Team has had in a decade, and it would mean a lot to this organization, to the culture, the fan base, obviously, because we suffer. It would mean a lot. Not to mention who's on the sidelines on the other team. We've already named the usual suspects, but Jameis Winston's over there. Quan Alexander will be on the sideline as well. We named all these punchable faces. Alvin Kamara, for some reason, I like his face. I think he's his smile. It's hard for me to be mad at that guy, but everybody else can.
His face isn't bad. I just don't like that nose ring.
I like it, bro. His smile, I don't know. It's contradictory, obviously.
When you've seen Alvin Kamara smile, the only time, because you're not following him otherwise, when he's scoring on us. What do you know?
I know. I want to hate him. But the smile is just...
It's the grill, man.
Infectious.
It's that grill is epic.
Yeah. The grill is epic.
I've heard...
I've seen better grills.
On TDN. Maybe she'll go off here. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Paige, Drew Brees showed up on the injury report. Mm-hmm. This is a Bucs life. We've lived this. We know how this movie ends, right? Mm-hmm.
We've been waiting for this.
Stands out there. I'm not saying we're staying. I was for the Brady thing. I had to take my lashing from these two idiots. Paige? There are stands out there saying Jameis might get in this game and light us up.
So let me tell you something about the depth chart, ladies and gentlemen, including all of you Jameis stands. Taysom Hill is the backup quarterback for the New Orleans Saints.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He's the backup. He's like
$11 million, Adam. Follow the money. Who is being paid to be the backup quarterback? Okay? It ain't Jameis Winston, ladies and gentlemen. Taysom Hill is a thing. They think he's a thing. I don't care if you and I think he's a thing. They think he's a thing. I don't agree with it. I think it's moronic. I think it's stupid. I think Taysom Hill is a slightly better version of Tim Tebow. I think that's what we're looking at. That's probably what Tebow would have done and been able to stay in the league if he kind of decided and realized who he really was. But Jameis is not playing in this game. And he's not starting. And he's not going to light you guys up. And I know this fan base has suffered, but this is not the same. I dealt with this shit in Arizona. It was the same story. All the Cardinal fans were like, you don't understand. You haven't been here. I'm like, let me tell you something. My organization that I grew up rooting for, the Chicago Bears, we literally been around for 100 years, ain't never had a good quarterback. Do not tell me about your suffering, okay? 100, it's please. I understand that you guys have suffered, but there's a lot of organizations that have suffered. Call Detroit and talk to them about suffering. Call Minnesota and talk to them about suffering. Tampa, you at least have a Super Bowl. You know how many organizations don't have Super Bowls? You guys are good. There's many. There are many of them. Many of them.
But the Falcons don't.
And the Panthers.
You're remind them.
Panthers.
Remind them. And I think this game against Drew Brees, I get it. I understand, Bucs fans. I'm sure I'm going to hear from you guys about how you don't understand. And Jameis, no. it's going to be Drew Brees and Tom Brady. And if it's not, it'll be Taysom Hill and Tom Brady. And it's not going to be because Drew will play. Okay. And it's going to be an epic matchup and the Bucs are going to win. And if I'm wrong, you guys can come back to me, but I think the Bucs are going to win, and I feel pretty confident about it.
But Paige, it's Sean Payton, the same guy who put fucking Michael Thomas in at the end of the game in garbage time and got him hurt, and he's been hurt ever since.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think he wants the chance to just throw Jameis back in our face in this stadium, right in front of this fan base, and give Jameis that what he really wants? Because we all heard. I was surprised to hear Jameis come out and talk as much shit as he did when he joined the Saints. Like he did. He's like, I joined this team because I get to face the Bucs 2 times a year, basically. You know, as fuck you as I've ever seen him.
It's a Hall of Fame room at quarterback. Like you didn't have good teachers here. Wait, yeah. What?
Yeah. So you don't think Sean Payton wouldn't love to just stick it right in our ribs, say a big fuck you to this organization? I think he might.
Listen, no, because you know why? Because he wants to win. And if Jameis comes in, he's going to throw picks, and you guys are going to definitely win the game. So there is no chance. Sean Payton, the best way to get back at this team is to win the football game. The best thing for this football team is not to put Jameis Winston in, because that would be a lot of pressure. He would come in very antsy. He'd be all in his – he'd be doing Jameis shit.
He presses.
He'd be doing Jameis shit. He'd press, and that defense would light his ass up. So please put Jameis in. Please put him in, Sean, because I can guarantee you that it will not end well. So please do it. I would love to see it.
This guy, Sean Payton, will be up 21 points in the fourth quarter, and he will trot Jameis out there. And then he will let Jameis throw a touchdown.
They're not going to be up 21. They're not going to.
I agree.
I was about to say. I don't know what scenario you're looking at.
I'm saying the only scenario in which he's coming on the field is in that moment to like just rub it in our faces, and then we're all storming the field and we're punching that punchable motherfucking face, because I can't stand that guy, dude. I cannot stand him. If I ever meet him, he's done.
Real talk. I'm loving fucking Paige's energy. Paige's energy is right there with Sammer. We're gonna blow this team the fuck out. I'm still like a beatered,
56-3.
Kind of nervous. I'm still nervous. We're
56-3.
50. That's what I'm starting at, Paige. By the end of this episode, we're talking 75-6.
Yeah, we all said that about the Giants game, and
The Bucs. Listen, I got a theory. I was the one
person that said the Giants are sticky. They haven't lost by more than a touchdown to anybody. They're going to be grimy. It's Monday Night Football. And you fuckers convinced me into some 35-17 shit. This is what peer pressure does you.
Listen, I have it on good intel. All right, I have a good intel that the Bucs went in there with a preseason playbook on purpose. They don't want the punchable coach's face to know anything more than he already knows. They've been practicing for 3 weeks for the Saints game. They even overlooked the fucking the Raiders, dude. We got this.
Dude, I can
82-9. 82-9.
Oh my God, 82-9. I can assure you that on both offense and defense, that they're going to put some shit out there that you haven't seen yet this season. I can assure you of that. Todd Bowles is going to confuse the ever-loving shit out of Drew Brees and his noodle arm. So enjoy this one, guys, because I know like that dink and dunk shit, they shouldn't have beat the Bears last week, okay? That dink and dunk shit was I'm watching this, I go, Drew, he better go in a time machine and go back 10 years if this is the shit he's bringing to Sunday Night Football next week. Like this is not getting it done against this Tampa team. It's just not. And I think they're going to be up for this game.
Yeah, he does.
Michael Thomas back this week. The superhero, the savior. No, Carlton.
The slant king.
Slant boy.
Yeah. We're listen. Michael Thomas is a very talented wide receiver. There is something going on there that all of us do not know, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I can assure you that I'm going to sniff this out, because I called it out a couple of weeks ago when the reporting was coming out on the podcast with Jake Arians. Like he and I were both like, listen, this doesn't make sense. This is not how NFL teams operate. He and I know what the reporting looks like, what the protocol looks like, it didn't make sense then. It makes less sense how it's all kind of come together now. So I think we'll get it eventually. We'll figure out what happened, but that team is not in a good place as far as chemistry. And that's one thing I can assure you is much better in the Bucs locker room is the chemistry. That team is gelling. That team believes in each other on both. Like, you've got guys like, have you seen Devin White comments on every single Buccaneers post on Instagram? I don't think that dude does anything except play football and comment on Instagram about how much he loves the Buccaneers.
And ride horses.
Yeah. I mean, it's like this dude
he's
is
doing
like.
it while he's on the horse, though.
I love it.
Devin White and Jerry McCoy.
So, Paige.
Commenting constantly on Buck stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
I have a question, Paige.
Yes, Christian.
And I'm not of the camp that thinks, the fantasy football camp. On Sunday night, considering AB is going to get his first start, are we going to see, because we all know as Bucs fans, soon the Saints fans will know, and across the NFL they know that the real can't guard Mike plays in Tampa. Are we going to see a little bit more Mike Evans? Was that second half last week a little inkling of what might happen, or is it going to be more of a spread, or we'll see what happens? He's only going to go to the open guy as far as Brady because he doesn't like to force it.
Listen, Mike is unbelievable. He's one of my absolutely favorite athletes in the NFL. I've watched him for a long time and always appreciated the level of intensity and competitiveness that he brings week in and week out. Such a tough ass dude, like plays through every injury. Like, he has not been healthy, and he continues to just go out there and bust his ass and be out there for his team. And him and Tom have a great relationship already. They've developed an awesome chemistry. All that being said, Tom is not going to force things. He's just not. That's not who he is, and that's what makes him the GOAT. Like, he will take, I think Jake said it the other day, and I laughed my ass off when he said it, but he's right. He will take good sacks. He will throw good incompletions because he makes the best decision for the football team almost in every time. It's like, if you're a defensive coordinator, like I remember talking to the defensive guys last year, and they were like, what do we do with this? Like, because Jameis is just turning the damn ball over so much. And if you're on the opposite side, you're watching this and you're going, this is so infuriating. Because what do? You feel defeated all the time because you're constantly put behind the eight ball. It's the opposite effect when you've got Tom. Tom puts you in the best position all the time. And I say that because I know people are looking, especially for me, I get the fantasy questions all the time. Like, when are we going to get Mike Evans? And I'm going, guys, it could be any week because it's Mike Evans. If they scheme it up and the matchups are there, Tom's going to go to him, but he's not going to force it. And they've got a lot of great weapons. And I think the difference in a usual year is you sometimes see selfish players where they're like, I'm not getting the ball enough. Mike's not that guy. Mike wants to win. Mike, that's what he wants more than anything. And he knows he'll get his in his moments, and he knows Tom trusts him. So I would love to say this is going to be that game, and it very well could be. And I won't be surprised if he has 3 touchdowns and 100+ yards in this game because he's going to show up big. That would not surprise me at all. I just don't think you can guarantee those things because Tom is going to make good decisions and he's not going to force the ball.
With it being AB's first week on this team, he's going to play in this game. Are they going to utilize him in a way that sort of drags coverage away and kind of forces the Saints defense to maybe not bracket Evans or even put Evans in the slot to where Evans now has a chance? And I'm not saying they're not going to throw the ball to AB, but are they going to maybe utilize him in a way where he's almost like a decoy to help everybody else because he's got to be the focal point. He's the new guy in town, and he's AB, you know what I mean?
As long as he can go out there, like I'm not there, right? In a usual time, I would probably be down there, at least make it to 2 practices and be watching before I'd be talking to you guys. I was planning to be at a lot of these games in a regular year. But I think the to your point about being a decoy, that's what makes most sense. Like, even without having talked to Bruce yet this week, I think the reality is like you're going to put him out there. He can run every route. He can play every wide receiver position. You can throw him out there and he can run around. He knows this offense already. And I think he's going to be utilized more like that. And if that's the case, then Mike can be open more. Mike can have a really big game. But listen, AB he's a wild card here. He could show up and he could have that like New England game that he had last year with Tom, where he goes in and he gets the ball. And I mean, he's a talented dude, man. You can't take that. He's one of the best we've seen over the last 10 years. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's that dude in this moment. Like nothing will surprise me because he's super talented. And as I said earlier, like Tom's going to go to where it makes the most sense. So likely Mike Evans getting a little bit more, but I wouldn't bank on anything going into this game.
Yeah, like as a defense, you're going to forget about somebody, right? Like we're not mentioning Scotty Miller, who can take the top off the defense. You know, we don't ever really mention Gronk, and he seems to be heating up and getting comfortable, you know, in this system, on this team. You know, we still do have a guy like Brait is a weapon when or if he's ever utilized, if he can even get in the game, right? So I think our
balls today, by the way.
What's that?
I think Godwin's going to play. He caught balls today, by the way.
Of course he is, bro. He's Anquan Bolden. He's Hines Ward. He's a fucking linebacker that plays wide receiver. Like I'm assuming he would have been out there last week as well if they would have let him. So that guy is going to be on the field, especially in this game. Are you shitting me? You think he's going to sit home and, you know, take some Advil and watch the game on TV? Fuck you. No way, bro.
They sat him against the Giants because they were thinking about this game.
Because of this game.
They're not going to go in there shorthanded. They're going to have every weapon on the field. And probably for the first time ever, they're all going to be basically healthy. And Gronk is hot. You don't know what AB's going to bring. Evans is Evans. Godwin is Godwin. I mean, I don't see how the Saints. We said this against the Giants. We said I don't know how the Giants are going to stop us, but how can the Saints stop this? Maybe it's the defensive line, which we did struggle with protection in week one. Yep. So,
yeah, but our offense has been on fire since that Chicago game. They've absolutely been on fire, man. I think
Tom Brady, they do beat us in the trenches.
They've been sacked. He's been sacked once or twice, I think. There were games where he wasn't even touched.
They beat us in the trenches twice last year. They beat us in the trenches, you know, in the opening game. That's where we lose this game if we lose this game in the trenches, especially if Marpet's not going to play, which, you know, we don't know right now. So that's where it's going to be won or lost. But this is also a different Tom Brady than it was week one. This guy is obviously more comfortable, you know, half the season in. So I expect to see him being more surgical than he was, you know, game one. I mean, that's
we talked about big brother, little brother, right? Cam Jordan and basically any defensive end or blitzing linebacker that faces Donovan Smith is big brother to that guy right now. And I'm afraid of if he gets beat once or twice, if you know, he reverts to that, oh, well, woe is me, and just starts getting pushed around. Or if he steps up and continues, you know, I think he's been playing rather well since that week one. I think he had like a little hiccup in that Chicago game. But otherwise, he's played pretty well. Can we see him dominate that? Like, what are we going to expect from the offensive line against a team that's basically beating us in the trenches, like you said, Stank, every time we face them, probably the last 5 years, except maybe one game that I think of. And that was like a fluke where nothing went their way. So...
Is it not insane? Is it not insane, Paige, that we're talking about we need to win in the trenches, and we're not even addressing the fact that we have a rookie starting at right tackle?
Yeah,
like how good is Tristan Wirfs? That's insane.
Because he doesn't play like one, man. He is an unbelievable aspect of what has been working for this football team this year. And you cannot say enough about, honestly, this draft class, man. Like really good draft class. A lot of playmakers out here. Been loving watching my guy Jason Light dunk on people on Twitter. You go, dude. That's my dude, baby. I love it. I'm all about it. I'm like, you go, man. Oh, he's done. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's like, I'm not. I haven't had enough. Like I'm going for the knockout. I'm like, listen, you go, Jason. I love watching it. It's super funny to see GMs engaging like that. But yeah, I think Tristan Wirfs has been unbelievable, guys. I mean, if he wasn't a lineman, right? Like, you know that you're going to get so much love and attention for the quarterbacks and some of the rookies and the skill positions, but you could argue he should be in the conversation for offensive player of the year. I mean, the way that he's played, the impact that he's had on this overall Buccaneers team. And I look at other teams that had opportunities to take him and I go, man, you just gotta be kicking yourselves now. Right. I live in Arizona. Yeah.
In person. Look up on.
I mean, He's a superstar. That is a massive win for this Buccaneers team for a long time. Like, he is going to be a focal point there, and he has every bit of the nastiness that you want on an offensive line, right? Like, when I talk about an offensive line and we're at the combine, we're at the Senior Bowl, and I'm talking to Jim Nagy or one of the NFL guys, like, the only word that I care about hearing is nasty. Like, that's the only word. Like, that is how I want that guy described. Like, if he can't go in there and really hurt someone, like move someone's ass off the line. Like, if you can't do that, I don't want you on my line. I don't want you protecting my quarterback. Like, Tom wants the dudes in front of him effing some people up. Like, that's what he wants, right? Like, that is what he is looking for. And Tristan Wirfs has every bit of that. So, like, I just have been so impressed. He's been way better than I could have even expected, and I thought he was going to be phenomenal. But this soon, really, really impressive for a rookie.
You mentioned the draft as a whole, and I just want to let you know, it was started here on this podcast by Samir Ali the Great, personally. In case you hear it or you decide to use it on the TDN, if you want to,
Okay.
On podcast, we dubbed him the Ant-Man. He's Ant-Man from now on.
Okay. All right. I like it. I'm with it. I'll take any of you guys' little shticks you got going on. I'll take them over to TDN. I'll use them. I'll attribute it to you guys on the podcast. I'll give you shout outs on TDN Fantasy. I'm good with it.
That guy to me has been such a breath of fresh air. We've struggled to find a player like him at safety. He comes in and he makes the game-saving pass breakup. It wasn't pass interference at all. The game-saving pass breakup at the end of the game. He's very just clean. His energy is infectious. He's got like the most beautiful smile out there. I love Antoine Winfield Jr. I'm so excited, to see what this guy, how he matures. I mean, he hasn't even been in Bowles defense very long. He didn't even have a preseason. So he's basically been playing, catch up the entire time. And for him to be one of the leaders, I feel like already so young in his career, it's awesome.
Yeah, he's been a joy to watch. He's made the TDN Rookies of the Week as well as Tristan Wirfs. So it's been fun to watch these guys, man. That's why I said a hell of a draft class. You got two guys in your draft class making a immediate impact on your football team, right? Like, immediate, not like we needed a day. Day one, game one, both guys in there making an impact. And I think the craziest part about that is to what you guys said: no NFL rookie camp, no regular offseason, no preseason, and you still got that version of them. That is, to me, that is a true pro, because that means those dudes were doing everything right in the offseason. They were taking care of their bodies. They were doing all the workouts they needed to do. They were talking to their coaches. They were hitting the Zoom meetings. And we all know, guys, like, this has been a challenging time for everybody. Like, my attention span is not the same being at home that it is doing stuff when I'm on the road. Like, I'm not going to the same amount of football games. I didn't get my training camp, road camp. Like, I didn't get to do any of that stuff. And I know for these guys, like, I've talked to a lot of the players, it's really hard when you're used to that structure. You're used to every part of your life is scheduled. You're getting up, you're going, they got protein shakes at this time, they're doing stretching, they're doing this, they're doing that. Like, they have every bit of their lives is scheduled. And this has been a huge wrench. So the guys, the rookies to me that are showing out, like those guys, you should be in a regular year, you'd be over the moon about how it was. But this year, this is like instantaneous. Like, you're like, those are those dudes. Like, both of those guys deserve a hell of a lot of credit, because Antoine Winfield's been unbelievable, and so is Tristan Wirfs.
What's so impressive about him, we've talked about this, I don't know, at least 10 times it feels like. He came in as a rookie, didn't have any of those things that we talked about. And he wasn't like, Wirfs is basically projected to be the starter. Like, you're hoping he's the starter. This guy had zero expectations from the coaching staff. There was already a starter in place. He comes into a Todd Bowles defense. He takes the starting spot without training camp, without preseason, and he plays lights out. And like, I don't think I've watched any of these games and that, man, Antoine, he fucked that up. He screwed that covered. I don't remember seeing that. And then his first game goes against Drew fucking Brees. And he doesn't make a mistake. He makes a couple of plays, and we're like, holy shit, this guy we were so jacked about in the offseason, he's legit. So now going into the second game against the Saints and this Todd Bowles defense, their second time facing Drew Brees, what do we expect to see from the defense? Which after we lost that game, we still all had a very, it's collectively, this is a championship caliber defense, right? We didn't look at it and say they really gave it up. They played really well, and we still lost the game because we just made mistakes on offense. So now going into the second matchup with this team, what can we expect from Todd Bowles, scheme-wise, and from these guys facing Drew Brees the second time, especially the younger secondary now?
I think you're going to see some exotic stuff on defense. Like I said earlier, a little bit, like you're going to see some stuff you haven't seen. I think knowing Todd, from my time with him in Arizona, he's very much looking forward to this opportunity to showcase like we are the team in the NFC South. And I think you're going to see that. And I think you're going to see the energy level that you need to see from that defense. Like they know, like when you have Tom on the other side, there's a certain level of accountability and responsibility that he brings that nobody else in the league does. And that flips to the defense, and the defense sees what they bring to the table, and they look at across and they're like, all right, we got to bring that. We got to bring that for each and every play. And I think they know, there's no love lost between these teams, right? Like that, you know what it means. You got two of the older fixtures for quarterbacks in the NFL. You've heard the talk from all the players, and the defense is hyped. And I think that's a lot of why you saw that performance against the Giants is they were looking to this game. Like they were already ready for this matchup. This is the one that was circled, right? And this is the one that are going to be dialed in. And I expect that this team is going to score some points on defense. Like I'm looking for a pick six. I'm looking for multiple turnovers in this game, and I'm looking for some shit talking. Like I'm looking for Devin White, get live 45, coming down and getting in your face and making it known like this is our division. Like that is the intensity that I expect from this defense that they are going to bring and they're going to showcase from beginning to end. And I think if they bring their best, this could get ugly for the New Orleans Saints. I really believe that.
I hope so, because Bowles was not happy with that performance, as most people weren't from the defense. I thought for the first time you really saw the loss of Vita Vea. The Giants had a good game plan. Jason Garrett had a good game plan. They went up tempo, and they attacked us right down the middle, and we gave up some yards in the running game. So I'm assuming that Sean Payton, saw that they're going to try to exploit those same weaknesses and go after us in the same way and get Kamara out on the edge, and try to, possibly even go up tempo against us. It's a fun thing to see the chess match, right? You got Bowles, you got Peyton, both are at the top of their games, and they're trying to attack each other in different ways. So it's exciting, man. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really, really fun matchup. I think the difference is, man, they wish that they could run up tempo like you can with Danny Dimes, right? Like Drew's not in that position anymore, man. Like he's just not, like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Drew Brees. He's a Hall of Famer. Like he's an absolute stud as a player. He reminds me a lot of what we saw with the decline with Peyton Manning. Like it is very, very similar, and he just can't do those things anymore. So it's not obviously Drew Brees is a significantly better quarterback than Daniel Jones, but in this current status, in this current part of their career, Drew is not in a position where he's going to be able to facilitate the things that they need to do to really pick apart this defense. He's just not. And they don't have that any longer. And I feel confident saying that because I've seen that decline for a whole year. This isn't just this season. It was the back half of last season. You saw this with Drew after he came back from his injury, and it's been the entirety of this football season. They're doing their best to get around the fact that Drew isn't the same guy anymore. And that's, they're still going to be in it. They're still going to fight you tooth and nail, and Sean's a hell of a coach, and they're going to be in it. But this, as I said, if the Bucs don't beat themselves, if the Bucs play the best football that they can, this should be a touchdown or more victory for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It should be.
I agree. Breeze looks like he's, auditioning for a Copperfit commeral. He's,
oh God!
I mean, bro, the dude.
That's so good, bro.
He's lost it.
That is good. That is good.
It's gonna be him and Brett Favre next year on that commercial at halftime.
You already know it. You already know it.
Jerry Rice running that commercial makes my knees hurt.
Oh my God, it's so bad. It's so cringe. The entire time you're just cringing. The entire freaking commercial, man. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Paige, listen, we. Oh, go ahead, Christian. I'm gonna let you go.
No. I just wanted to add one thing to your point, Sammer, as far as how far Antoine Winfield's come with no offseason, and you haven't heard the mistakes, and he's killing it. Took a starter's job, all while as well, Paige, being cross-trained because he plays the nickel as well, which is insane. The versatility is stupid. People are like, take SMB out and they can literally move Antoine Winfield into that position, bring Adams in. So now you got your best on best everywhere. It's just stupid what you're allowed to do. Edwards, not Adams, sorry. Yeah. It's insane to cross-train and do all that stuff that he's done at two positions, and no offseason is
and a super, super, super complex defense. Like Todd does not run an easy defense. Like it takes a little while to get a grasp of it. That's why it's so impressive to me. Like that's why I'm looking at Antoine Winfield. I'm going, yeah, this is your dude, man. Like this is going to be that dude next year that you're going to watch and you're going to go, holy shit, we thought he was good last year, but this is wow. Like I think there's a ton of upside there for him.
Yep.
I'm getting super nervous now, Sammer, because is it almost time? I'm getting nervous. Is it time for that question? Is it?
I think it's time. I was going to let Paige give us a score prediction first.
Okay.
The actual score prediction. And then we're going to ask you the questions that matter to the people who watch the show. I know this kind of been boring.
Palms are sweaty.
Yeah. I mean, I'm nervous because I hope you answer correctly. But let's get your score prediction in first here.
Okay. My final score prediction is 31-20 Bucs.
I would love that. It's going to be our first time in Raymond James this year, too.
I love it. You guys got to tag me in some photos. I wish I was going too.
All right. Hell yeah.
All right. So without further ado, Sammer, do you want the honors? You want me to? I'm a little nervous. I think I can motor through it, but
it's up to you, man. I feel like you really want to ask this question. I'll let you do it. Just you go ahead.
Fine. I'll do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Steak.
No,
one of us has to ask the first half, and then one of us the second half. Go ahead.
All right, I'll start. All right, so Paige, listen, a lot of people come on the show. It's very important to us that we know that they have a respectable palate as it relates to football foods. Our favorite foods, we all agree here that our favorite food in the entire world is chicken wings.
Oh, yes. Smart guys.
Nothing else. I don't care about people talk about steaks and fried chicken and lasagna. I don't know.
By the way, based off these questions, we've disowned Trevor Sycamore. Just so you know. Yeah. Disowned him.
We no longer have any respect for anything comes out of that man's mouth or goes into his mouth. It's got
to be a ranch blue cheese question.
That's it.
Could be. So
she is gold.
When you do enjoy your chicken wings, are you having them drenched in sauce, soaking wet? Or are you going with a dry rub?
I hate that I say both because I do
you have
really
to choose.
Then if I have to choose, then I'm going sauced.
Oh, beautiful.
That's what I'm choosing.
All right.
When you're enjoying these sauced, beautiful, just
delicious wings, and now I'm so hungry.
I'm getting hungry.
Wop. It's just amazing. Are you dipping them?
Did you tell her what? Did you say wop?
Wet ass poultry. Wet ass poultry.
Yes, on this show, Paige, wop is wet ass poultry. That's one of our callers.
What
else? I don't know what else that stood for before that, but whatever. We're not too hip. We're not with the late crowd.
You're not doing the wop? Yeah, I got it. We're good. Keep going.
Are you dipping them in blue cheese or ranch?
Cheese.
Oh, this is funny, guys. I love that this is where you guys are headed. I'm a blue cheese person.
Yes. Oh my God, thank you.
Take that, Trevor.
Hey, Paige, yes. Real quick. This is I already knew you were a blue cheese person. I could just see it in your eyes. Sammer puts feta on his wings. Now, listen, Dimakos, I'm assuming you're of the Greek descent, and Greek food really doesn't get the love it deserves on this podcast. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what do you think of feta cheese and wings? What do you think about that?
Listen, my dad's name is Plato, so you guys should know how Greek. Like, I'm Greek as
how
fuck.
Greek you are. Yeah.
Like, I'm really fucking Greek.
We eat the same
like,
food,
it's
Paige.
a lot of Greek. Yeah,
I'm Arab. We basically eat the same food.
We eat very similar foods. Yes, that is accurate. Feta cheese belongs nearly on anything. So I've never tried it, but I'm sure I would love it. Like, I'm quite certain that if I had some yaya tzatziki, like with a little feta and some tzatziki sauce, I'm sure there would be flames. Like a lemon garlic wing with a tzatziki and some feta. Like, I think I'm on to some Greek wings.
Did we just have a food? What just happened?
Like, I think we had a moment, guys. I think we had a moment.
If you take any crumbled feta and just spread it over some chicken wings, let it sit there for a few minutes while they're hot, all sauced up. You pick it up, man. You will never eat wings without feta cheese ever again.
I love feta cheese.
Dude, I always have a uncomfortable amount of feta cheese in my fridge, like a absurd amount of feta cheese in my fridge.
I eat it like cereal in a bowl with a spoon.
I love it. So I cannot wait to try this weekend. I am going to inevitably take a video of my first reaction to feta with chicken wings, and I'm going to tag you in it. And I'm going to be like, listen, this is incredible. And I love, love, love feta. So I'm almost certain that I will love it. So I'm sure it'll be amazing.
Well, Paige, this is Fan Friday. We have fans that have left some voicemails for us and you.
Oh, this will be good.
So let's take our first voicemail.
Loose Cannon, what the fuck is up, boys?
What's up?
All right, let's get it. Fucking rivalry week. Fucking hate week. So fuck the Saints.
Just
you know why we're going to win?
Christina.
After a bad game this whole season, we come out ready to play the next. New Orleans game, week 2, we came out and beat Carolina. The Bears game, bad game. But, hey, we came out and we whooped up on the Packers.
Sure did.
Paige loved it.
We're going to do it again this time. We had a bad game, but we pulled up that W, and it's all good because we're coming. Hate week. Sunday, prime time. AB is going to make his debut. Here we go, boys. Bucs win 35-20. Go Bucs.
Go Bucs, bro.
Go Bucs.
I like the energy.
Nothing really to say to that. I agree, sir.
Listen, I appreciate Fan Fridays. I appreciate these voicemails because I used to do this at my first job for radio, and I would just play it. And on a Sunday after the games, I'd be like, "All right, just let it out, people," and it would dump button, dump button, dump button. I was like, "Yeah, at least you guys don't have to do that, so we get to hear all the goodness." I love it.
We encourage it.
Oh, I'm all about it.
Give me my wings wet. Throw them on the grill so they caramelize. I'll go blue cheese or ranch just so you guys can talk about it. Question for Paige. This team is 6-2. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin have only played 2 games together. Question is, who has a bigger impact, Godwin or AB, this Sunday against the Saints? Follow-up, has this offense even scratched the surface of how good it can be going down the stretch?
That voice sounded eerily familiar.
Yeah, I knew that too.
I feel like I was like, did Jake just call in and try and mask his voice?
That was Jake Arians.
that was definitely Jake Arians.
Pretty sure that was Jake.
I don't think that was Jake, but I'm totally rolling with that was Jake in an effort to make me talk very, very nicely about the offense, which I very much appreciate. Listen, I think the Chris Godwin stuff is you're still kind of waiting to see with the injury and everything, like what you're going to get. So I do think you're going to get a greater impact from Antonio Brown, whether that's the amount of catches he gets or the fact that he is a decoy and allows for the offense to open up so much in this game that Mike Evans has a huge game. So I do think Antonio Brown's going to have a bigger impact in this game just because I think with Godwin's question marks as he's been over the last week and a half. I think he'll play, but obviously I do think you got to pay attention to that. And to his second question on this, no, the offense has not scratched the surface because this team has not been healthy together. Like, you haven't seen this version of the team healthy ever, period. And you're still not going to see it really on Sunday night. You're going to have to probably wait a couple of weeks to get a fully healthy Mike Evans, a fully healthy Chris Godwin, and an Antonio Brown that's actually acclimated and in football shape, right? Like, to think that this version you're going to see on Sunday is the best version is not. I don't think that that's true. And that's good because it's November. Like, the fact of the matter is you're 6-2, you're in a position to be, knocking out Big Brother, and you still haven't played your best football. That's great news. So no, they haven't scratched the surface. And yes, Jake, I spoke very nicely about the offense.
Well, wait, Paige, are you saying don't start Jaden Mickens on your fantasy team this week?
No.
He had like eight or 10 targets last week. That's
he had 8 catches. I mean, that PPR league, that's legit.
Yeah, there's better options. I'll say that.
Oh, okay.
Although I know what you're saying with your answer, knowing Chris Godwin and how well he plays and how much he gets up for these Saints games, I'm willing to bet that he just has a Chris Godwin game just because.
I hope he does. My fantasy team hopes he does, man. I desperately need it. Yeah, I need it.
He's a warrior, and he plays so well against the Saints. Sorry, Christian.
And by the way, to the caller, Jake, they haven't played their best football because they're clearly going to play that in February.
Hello.
That was a good call. Whoever that was. Hey, call in again, man.
Go ahead and contact us. I'll give you a free T-shirt, buddy.
He even got the order right. He told us his wings, told us the blue cheese, told us the grill. That's a Sam Ali thing. Probably stole it from
he said he liked both ranch and blue cheese.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't pull a medical exemption like Carmen Vitale did.
No, he's baiting us, guys. Don't fall for it. He said, "I'm gonna let you guys debate that." No, fuck that.
Yeah, she pulled that on his page. She said she had a medical exemption.
Yeah, she's exempt from our ban list. She's on the blue cheese exempt list. It's like the COVID, but it's for blue cheese. She has a medical exemption. So
listen, the next time I see Carmen, I'm gonna force her to have blue cheese and wings and tell me that it doesn't taste better than ranch. So Carmen, you girl, I'm coming for you.
I don't think she can have either. That's what she's saying. She can't have either.
Literally, like she can't.
Literally.
Like
she has a dairy. God, I think it's a dairy thing.
I have seen her eat
maybe she
dairy.
can have Paige's.
Oh, hold on.
Breaking news right now.
I'm like, hang on a second.
Did she lie?
This can't be true.
Carmen.
She definitely has eaten pizza with me before. I feel like I cannot confirm, but I am gonna go back through, and I'm also gonna text her. I'm gonna be like, yo, why are you on the medical exemption list? Like, I need the deets here. Like, do you actually have an exemption, or did you not want to be put on the spot for this question? And then I'm going to need her to tell me the truth, because I need the truth about this.
And you're going to tell us.
Yeah, and then I'm going to break the news to the Bucs fans, obviously.
This is gold.
You know what I just thought of? I wonder if people who are lactose intolerant, I wonder if there's like a almond milk version of blue cheese.
Oh God, I'm sick just thinking about it. I'm sick just thinking about it.
Have you ever had almond milk? It's fucking water, dude. What the fuck would that blue cheese be?
No.
Water with chunky water in it?
We have a caller that calls every pregame show and every postgame show, and his name is Kevin.
Let's hear.
He's very disappointed in our food choices.
He's a vegan.
He actually curses us out because he's vegan.
He doesn't choose wings. He chooses cauliflower.
Cauliflower wings. Yeah.
Kevin, I have a lot of thoughts for you, bro. Like I have many thoughts, and if you came to Yaya's house, she would tell you many things very not nicely in Greek. So
I like Yaya.
Yeah, Yaya would be like, "There's question marks about you, sir, that you're a vegan."
We already know that.
Yeah, we're really worried about you, Kevin, and we all just want to make sure you're getting enough protein, bro. So just like be sure you're okay, because you shouldn't be judging us and our food choices. Okay, so chicken wings are a staple of America. Okay?
This is better than I anticipated.
Damn right.
Way better.
Sleep. I almost missed this. Who needs
She's
sleep?
shit talking our regular fans. I fucking love it.
I fucking love it. Next voicemail.
Next.
Hey, fellas, it's Zach from West Virginia. Just calling in with a take. I feel pretty good about this week. It's going to be Brady's first time playing the same opponent twice this season since it's a division game. So the second look at the Saints, I feel like he's going to make the adjustments that needed to be made from the first time we faced them. Only concern I really have is if Allie can't go, the pass protection was a little sketchy first week, but again, I think we've made a lot of strides in that area. So I feel like we're still looking at maybe 27-17 type victory this week. Also, it is Saints hate week, so fuck the Saints and fuck Sean Peyton and his punchable fucking face. Yes. All right, fellas.
I love our callers.
Love it.
I do too.
Dude, you guys are so on brand for me. Like, there's so much like if Paige CEO is over here and then there's Petty Paige, right? And Petty Paige gets to be her full self on this show because it's like hate week. I hate these guys. Fuck Sean Payton, punchable face. I'm like, yeah, this is my show. These are my people. I'm like, this is for me. I love this shit.
And
so I'm all in.
Sammer's made a t-shirt for every one of those things.
I'm all in. I'll wear every t-shirt. I would wear, especially a punchable face club. Like anything that is
punchable face club shirt.
I got you. And on the back will be a face of each of those fucking punchable motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we can add to it. We just gotta keep knowing that we're gonna add to it. Like,
by the way, I think we all failed to mention Tom Brady's undefeated in Raymond James Stadium.
Undefeated.
Fucking defeated.
Feels relevant. Feels very relevant.
I've only had season tickets for 16 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right around when Raheem took over. It's been bad. I think 3 wins.
I don't think we've won 3 games at home in the last 10 seasons combined.
It's just really sad.
No, you know what the number is? Honestly,
I'm going to come on this show after the Giants game and criticize how many times Mickens got targeted. That's what we do. We're fucking insane fans.
We do, man.
Next call. You guys ready?
We got lots of calls today.
Got a few of them.
There's 3 more. We good for that?
We got this. We got it.
What's up, guys? It's your favorite ginger, Evan Winter. You like the rhyme there?
Evan Winter.
Obviously, dry wings. Obviously, ranch.
Ugh.
Blue cheese is all right.
God, he was almost perfect.
Regardless,
dump button.
Saints are going to win this game, unfortunately.
Fuck you.
The Bucs, really?
Cut the call. Cut the call, Christian.
Cut the call.
Cut the
You
call.
just got cut, bitch.
Nah, bro.
You're done, Evan.
Nah, Evan, bro, first and foremost, you don't call in with those trash-ass takes and then come in hot with the New Orleans Saints bullshit, okay? I was like, nah, I know I'm not producing this show, but we're cutting that shit. You are not calling in to tell us that the freaking Saints are going to win.
That's what we expect from a fucking Tennessee fan who pretends he's a Buccaneer fan. That's what it is right there.
Yeah, bye.
Any time pregame because we need somebody that can cut collars off because Sammer doesn't quite have the.
I agree. Paige got the dump button finished.
Yeah, I'll cut the shit out of all these people. I'll be like, yeah, nope, see ya, learn, nope, not respectful.
Was that radio show you used to work for, Jim Rome or something, and you hit that fucking button? Get out.
No. I absolutely have to have Bruce tell you guys the story of how I pushed the dump button on him for the first time. Like, you guys, it cannot come from me because he tells the best stories, okay? And Bruce will tell it more than likely with a Crown and Coke in his hand, and it will be an epic. And it's where I crowned him the swaggiest coach in the NFL, and then I had to dump 3 F-bombs that he dropped on ESPN radio, and he learned about the dump button, and it was fucking epic.
That's amazing.
I love it, man.
I
love that guy.
Fuck.
He's the GOAT. Like, it was after that moment, I was like, I hate the Chicago Bears because they decided to hire Mark Trestman instead of Bruce Arians. So, like, this is a fan moment of, like, fuck the organization I grew up loving. 2, this dude is incredible, and I wish he was, like, my uncle. And 3, like, I was like, you're so you're like a cool dad, but, like, way cooler than my dad because my dad's kind of a jerk. So I was like, you're, like, the coolest person I know. Like, and he was like, thanks. And I was like, you're the swaggiest coach in the NFL. And he was kind of like, swaggy? Like, he didn't really know how to act. And then
that caught on, by the way.
Of course it did.
Yeah,
then that was why the Caps started to hang on all the time.
Have you been officially adopted by that family? Because I feel like you already are a member of the family. Okay.
Yeah, Bruce has told me many times he wishes that I was his daughter and he'd kick Jake out. Like, he's like, yo, he acts out and you're perfect. And I'm like, I know. Thanks, boss.
We're working on it. You know, me and Stank have had great acceptance, but Sammer's an asshole.
Did she just say you're perfect and she said, I know?
Yeah.
All right, Samber's gonna send you his favorite shirt, which is. Go ahead, Samber. Do you have it?
What's your favorite shirt?
I don't know why they made me make this. Obviously, I'm too humble to want to make a shirt like this. They made me make a shirt that says "I am the best at being humble," and it's got quotations on it, and it's got my name at the bottom. I was too humble to make it myself or even come up with it, but I'll send you that shirt if you're willing. Jake actually has one of those shirts.
I'm the best.
But hey, listen, you need to send her one that says Paige Dimakos instead of Sam Raleigh at the bottom. You don't have to have her name.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But you know what I want? I need you telling people. I need to get a recording of you saying, "Sorry, don't come in here with this bullshit take," and that'll be the dump button.
God.
That'll be the button we play when we dump.
You have all access to use that time where it just went off on that last caller who's an absolute moron. I already forgot his name. He was a ginger, and that's where it ended for me. I was like, sorry, bro, everything's gonna get worse from here for you. And then he came out with his ranch take and I was like, bro, too much. And the Saints are gonna win, and I was like, yep, dump. See ya. Bye.
I cannot wait to take that clip and just use that as a teaser over and over and over and over. He follows me on Twitter. It's going to be amazing. And I'm going to tag him in every one of them. It's going to be beautiful. Christian, do we have any more calls?
We have 2 more calls.
Fucking Evan Winter.
Cannons!
Whoa.
Loose cannons, baby.
By the way, Lou, we want to run this all the way. I love Lou, but this is 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Just give us some flavor. I need that. I need some Lou in my heart.
90 seconds, Lou.
Oh, we got the fucking Saints, man. The Saints, bro. Man, I mean, this is the fucking game, bro. This is the game. We're gonna make these motherfuckers fucking wish they never have to fucking play us, man. And we're gonna play it in our house, man. In our house, man. This is the game where we could start distancing ourselves and putting ourselves in the driver's seats in the playoff, man, and fucking be on top of the game in the NFC, the number 1 seed. Have a home field fucking game in the bye week. Let's fucking do this. Let's do this fucking hard. But it all starts, like my brother Stank said, in the fucking trenches! In the trenches! O-line, you need to do your fucking thing, man.
He's talking to the Bucs now.
I'm looking at you, bro. I'm looking at you, man. You gonna let this fucking guy Jordan fucking just bully you?
Nope.
You punch that motherfucker in the mouth. You make a statement today.
Hey,
Don't let that motherfucker get anything. It's pancake day, bro.
Pancake day.
Put that motherfucker on his ass.
Drizzle.
That's right. We're gonna fucking get some. We're gonna get some. I need Shaq and JPP to get the fucking breeze. 45, Davey, man. Let's do this, bro. Let's do this.
This is playing the whole way. I'm not stopping this.
No, hell no. I love this dude.
Get yours, man. Get yours. We're going to do this. We're going to do this right. And we're going to fucking put it down on these motherfuckers. Step on their throats. We're going to get on top and we're not going to fucking let off the fucking gas. Because we're coming! We're coming! I'm going to go for a fucking 42-28 victory. Good guys. Nothing less. Wet wings, blue cheese, Crown and Coke. Let's go! Fire the fucking cannons!
I'm sweating. I'm ready to run through a fucking wall, bro.
Tampa Bay ain't nothing to fuck with! Tampa Bay ain't nothing to fuck with! Woo!
Dude, I don't know who that man is, but I absolutely love him.
That's Brother Lou.
That is Brother Lou.
He is a national treasure and should be treated as nothing less, because I would bottle up that energy and ship it off to Ndamukong Suh, my boy, Husker Nation, stand up and be like, bro, you got to hear this shit from a fan, and he will lose his fucking mind. I'm going to send this shit to him and Levante and be like, yo, I was on this show. You guys got to hear this shit.
Hell yeah.
They've probably heard him in the stands, honestly. He's ridiculous. But you know what's crazy is he's like the fucking nicest guy I've ever met
on the planet.
Yeah,
he just has he has a kind voice. Like there's a part like you can just tell that but it's just like he turned it on. Like he went from like I'm kind of like slow and then he's like we're going to step on their throats and I was like, "Yes, we fucking are, bro." What? I was like, "This is incredible. I love this man."
I'm going to the gym
after giant. Yep, he's a gentle giant. His wife is amazing. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Brother Lou, we love you.
His wife did save Stank's life. That's what he's trying to say. He saved my life as well.
Yeah, his wife is amazing as well. Shout out to Lou.
Shout out to Lou.
And Teresa.
Last one.
All right, last call. It's going to be hard to top that.
I know.
How's it going? How's it going, everybody? Good people. Bucs Nation. It's Corey from Nashville. It's kind of funny that I will be giving my first teacher's pet of the year, of the season. First, meaning
you want
inaugural. It's presidential campaign, presidential elections, voting, and now I'm giving it an inaugural teacher's pet. I look at matchups. I do this. I break games down. I see where we have an advantage. I even did that with our bad team, so that list was really short. Good team coming in here, division foe. So this is what I do. I break it down, get it real simple. When we have a division foe, I take skill positions out the picture. You're not going to surprise anybody with one of your skill players when you're playing a good division, a good division opponent, let alone a pretty solid one. The Saints have been the class of the NFC South the last couple of seasons here. So we're not going to surprise them. Mike Evans isn't going to surprise them. Ronald Jones isn't going to surprise them. Whoever is opposite of Mike Evans isn't going to surprise them, okay? It's just not going to happen. They know what we want to do. They know how we want to attack them. It's not going to be any surprises. However, the caveat to this theory is to add another potential superstar skill player to your roster. When you add another superstar skill player to your quarterback's living situations. I wonder how Giselle took that. Probably, it was a big house. They probably didn't see each other much. But anyway, getting sidetracked. Tony Brown, ladies and gentlemen, is this week's teacher's pet. For obvious reasons. A, we've been consistently good on the offensive line. I don't need to change up too much. I don't want to put too much pressure or focus on him, especially with Ali Marpet's situation going on right now. Let's pray that he's ready to play Sunday night and he's ready to be healthy. Defensive line, they know what we are. That's the strength of our defense is our front seven. So they know what they need to do against that. Hard to make that unit the teacher's pet, even without Vita. However, because I don't typically put skill position players high on my pecking order when it comes to a division opponent, I don't usually do that. But when you make such a drastic improvement to whatever may be missing if Chris Godwin isn't playing, Antonio Brown, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, is a drastic improvement on whoever was opposite of Mike Evans this last week, our last Monday night game versus the Giants.
Jaden Bickens.
Antonio Brown, ladies and gentlemen, that is my teacher's pet. That's who I'm going to be watching closely. That's who will be getting my gold star. Not because he has a fantastic game. No. That's neither here nor there. He can play great and we can still lose. I want to see how dialed in and engaged he is as a teammate. I want to see how dialed in and engaged he is as a future teammate going forward. Now, will the production exceed my expectation? I doubt it. I'll give you a stat line for Antonio Brown. 6 for 88, 1 to 2 TDs. Short TDs, first one's probably medium, second one's be long, short, little bubble screen type thing. Not explosive. It's great fantasy numbers, don't get me wrong, but it's not explosive. It's Antonio Brown. But I want to see how engaged he is. How many snaps does my teacher's pet get? I'm watching closely. How many snaps does he get? Does he know this offense well enough from living with Tom Brady, for rooming with Tom Brady? Does he know it? We're going to find out, ladies and gentlemen. I think we just made our inaugural teacher's pet, and that's going to be Antonio Brown for the obvious reasons. Skill positions aren't surprises. However, when you add a perennial Pro Bowler to your skill position group. How can he not be the first teacher's pet, Division 4 or not? Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
Corey is
well put.
Such a good fan of our show, and he calls in on all of the live shows. He always sends in a voicemail. He's actually a teacher, so we told him that from now on when he calls in, he needs to give us his teacher's pet segment and tell us who he thinks is his teacher's pet for this game. And
makes way more sense now. I was like, this is a full blown shtick from a caller. I was like, there's got to be a backstory here, otherwise it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
so
we probably should have.
I didn't know
that beforehand.
I didn't know it was the next one. Yeah.
I was like,
he also sounded like he was at like a football field, right?
He
like
was
there was
there.
whistles and like. Yeah, he was definitely at the school, like probably watching the regular kids, and he was like, "Yeah, fuck this. The teacher's pet is Antonio Brown." And I was like,
actual
right, bro.
piece of chalk in his hand when he was
guarantee you, he was at recess. He was sitting on that stupid bench where all the other teachers sit, watching the kids run around. He's like, "Oh shit, I got time to do this. Let's roll."
150%. But I appreciate the sentiment. I think he was onto something, and I like the branding. Good job, bud. Like you're branding yourself the teacher's pet. Yeah, I'm with it. I liked it.
I like it.
I'll take 88 and 2 touchdowns from AB. To me, that's
close to my score. It's close to my score prediction. 88-6, Bucs win.
Oh, you're up to 88.
Blaine
now.
Gabbert throws more touchdowns than Drew Brees.
Let's fucking go. I am here for that shit.
We destroy him. All 3 of our running backs go for 100 yards. Mike Evans, Chris
why
Godwin,
when you say yards, you sound like Brett Favre.
Brown.
Why does your Brett Favre thing come on when you say yards, bro? Yards.
Dude, Paige Dimakos came on the Loose Cannons podcast.
I know.
Killed it.
Dope.
He killed it.
We have to have you on
guys.
here. We have to have you on here again for another one. And of course, if you guys don't know who Paige is, I don't know. Follow the lower thirds. Thank us later. She's freaking awesome. Thank you for joining us, Paige. You schooled us, and you schooled some of our fans, I'm sure.
I want to thank you too, Paige. I want to thank you for winning with grace, because you could have easily ended me with my cup of latte on Bears Week, and you were graceful. You let me live.
I let you live. Listen. It didn't feel good. Like it wasn't an enjoyable. I don't like I want the Bucs to win in a way that people will never understand, because the Arians family is my family, right? Like it's so much more personal for me. Like I love the Bears and I grew up with them, but like this is a team that I chose, right? Like I didn't get to choose the Bears. I grew up in Chicago. My dad, that's part of what it does. Like that's how you grow up. This is the team. Like I chose this family because they're incredible people and we've developed this relationship, and they're on the Bucs right now. So I want the Bucs to win. So it's like it's a different level of fandom. Like if people are mean to Bruce, I get pissed, man. Like if people get nasty about the team, I'm like, hold up, Saints fans, let's tango here. Like what's good, you know? So I was definitely not gonna dunk on any Bucs fans for that Bears win. So you guys healthy would beat that Bears team. So that's all I'll say.
I'm gonna ask you one last question before we end this.
Yeah.
Has Bruce, okay, you can't answer this. Can you please tell Bruce that you agree with him that Sean Payton has a punchable face?
Yes.
And then ask him to punch him at the end of the game. Okay.
Yes.
So I am going to tell him that when hopefully when we're at the combine together and it's in a normal time, so that way he's not in game mode, and get the raw reaction, because I bet it'll be fucking phenomenal.
You have to videotape it somehow.
It will be an exclusive for the 3 of you if allowed, but it will not see the airwaves. But
no, of course not.
I can assure you he will laugh his ass off, because I will present it as such. So it'll be interesting to see what he says. That'd be so funny.
Everything we hear, he's like us, so I'm sure
Oh, dude, you guys he would live. He would be a fucking hit on this show. This is Bruce. He would be a drink and a cigar, and he'd be chilling, and he'd be talking like
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna
Super Bowl.
He has
Super Bowl. He's gonna be sitting in his chair with the Lombardi in his lap.
Yep.
Sipping on his Crown and Coke, and he's gonna be on this podcast with us.
Yep. He's gonna be Joe Burrow. He's gonna be Joe Burrow LSU level, but on steroids.
I agree.
Like so much. Like I'm a 60-year-old man, and I don't give a fuck.
Don't give a
like
fuck.
that is going to be him. Like that is. I am living for that image of like.
And then right off into the sunset.
So good.
Christina can finally get him to the forever home, and then that's it. And
the forever home.
Yeah,
and then she'll yell at him because he's not doing enough football stuff. Like he's gonna be in football forever. There's no write off. He loves the game so much.
Good, because retirement's overrated. Don't do it.
Yeah,
don't ever retire.
For sure, I agree.
Yep, I agree.
We're gonna get him on the show, and it's gonna be incredible. I would ask you because you probably know, but no, we're gonna ask him ourselves about blue cheese or ranch.
Oh yeah.
Do not tell us. Absolutely.
I'm not going to.
Don't even blink fast or twice.
Well, we know it's blue cheese.
It's blue cheese. It's blue cheese.
It's got to be blue cheese. He's like me. He's drinking Crown and Coke, bro. He's pushing deep.
Oh, by the way, you started that new thing. Paige, what is your beverage of choice? I gotta know.
Beverage. I'm a wine girl for sure, especially because if you're European, like in Greece, like I've been drinking wine since I was like 12 years old. Like that's just normal. Like when you're like people there don't abuse alcohol like they do here because it's just like normalized. Like everybody drinks a little bit. It's pretty normal. But for me, when I'm drinking, like Bruce will tell you two things: what I'm drinking, right? So when I'm having a drink, it's wine. When I'm drinking, it's a Tito's and soda. Like I want a vodka soda, and it's like very wadka, very little soda. Like I'm watching the pour, and I'm like, sir, that is not enough vodka. Like we're gonna need to keep that going. And
he got my time, sir.
Yeah, the bartenders always look at me like, is she serious? And I'm like, do I fucking look serious? Like,
you are a dude. I love it.
I love it. I can relate, by the way. Mine's a martini, a little bit of olive juice.
Oh yeah.
Vodka. Keep going.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not enough. All right, keep coming. Yep, we're good. Thank you.
All right, Paige, we're totally closing this out with you saying "fuck the Saints." 1, 2, 3.
Fuck the Saints.
Yeah. Fuck the Saints. Go Bucs.